Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, available wherever podcasts can be found. And, of course, taped live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. We'll be back tonight with our Raw recap here on the Twitch because it is night 2 of the draft. But for right now, we're bringing you our news beef, covering everything that happened over the weekend. You got a finger up. Yes, Larson.
Because we also need to plug tomorrow over on Twitch around 2 p.m. Pacific. We're doing a Friendo gaming stream.
The Friendo Arcade returns.
Games with us.
The Friendo Arcade returns this time with Larson. This is very exciting stuff. We're going to be hanging out for a couple hours playing some video games on tap. We've got we're going to do a Rocket League tournament. We're going to play some Season 2 of Fall Guys. What is season? I have not played Season 2 yet. I don't know what it has in store. Hopefully less team games. And then we're going to try to hook up some Among Us because everybody seems to be having a lot of fun with that particular game.
Yeah, it seems fun.
So join us for that. Like you said, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Friendo Arcade. This is something maybe we'll do like once a month. Sounds kind of cool. Yeah. Sounds great. Thank you, Rozzy Knight, for all the gifted subs here in the Twitch chat. So there is that. Also, this time for a personal plug. This coming October 17th, the wifey, Lacey, and I, we've got our brand new ghost story podcast. It's called That's Not Scary. You can go to youtube.com/That's Not Scary right now. You can sub to that channel. It'll be there. It'll also be wherever podcasts can be found. I'm going to post a link to that particular, so you can put it in your RSS feed. I'll post a link to that. Either in the description of this or the description of that or whatever. But yeah, that's where you can find it. So check that out as well. Should be a lot of fun.
Sounds good.
Rob Zerver did the theme song for it. It's a banger.
Oh, it's magical.
It's a banger. That guy's great.
He is great. Rob Zerver is the best.
It's not the best, man. Sliding into the DMs and asking for booty pics, Larson. What's in the news?
Goodness. So, fresh off his return this past Friday on SmackDown, looks like Lars Sullivan might have landed himself in hot water yet again. Bodyslam.net is reporting that Sullivan sent a series of inappropriate messages to an Instagram account called Yoga for the Athlete, asking for the aforementioned, Steve mentioned there,
booty pics.
Booty pics. So obviously this is not the first time that Lars has gotten himself in trouble. He was fined $100,000 just last year after a series of horrible posts he made on a bodybuilding forum some years back came to light. And WrestleVotes has some info about how Lars is viewed backstage, and WB reporting that, quote, WWE is aware of Lars Sullivan's latest troubles, and it's beyond safe to say he doesn't have many supporters left in the locker room. However, one of those supporters has the ultimate say, so that's that.
Yeah. Who doesn't like booty pics? Dude, I wanted to root for the guy. I really did. I know you did too. He seemed very apologetic, like Titus O'Neil had gone on his way and said a lot of things about, hey, he came up to us afterwards, said the message board posts were, just him trying to troll, him trying to be shocking, a mistake of youth. He's grown since then. That's not the person he is. People seem to accept that. He did, I'm not going to shame anybody for doing some adult cinema, but that came out pretty humiliating for the guy. Obviously, he was reported to have dealt with anxiety issues, which might have been one of the reasons why he didn't have that big debut on main roster against John Cena, which was, reported to be in the works. He was fined $100,000 by the WWE. Does there seem to be anybody more hapless at social interaction than this guy?
He can't have his own way. I know.
Dude, here's the thing. There's tons of outlets where you can pay money to speak this way to people, and it's acceptable. That's what a thing is these days. You could do that now, and it's totally cool. And they'll send you a booty pic. But come on, man! This person's trying to make a dollar and a cent doing yoga instruction, and then you slide in the DMs and you act like a fool. You make a fool out of yourself. Come on, man! You're a name. You're a public figure.
I know.
What are you doing?
He's got to know better. He's got to know better.
You have to. I don't know, man. I mean, do they need to teach this stuff? You think you don't need to teach this stuff, but it feels like WWE Performance Center needs to teach this stuff. Hey,
yeah, this needs to be part of the social media class.
You know, if these people want to be taken seriously, I mean, look, if somebody like Jackson Riker, they have an opinion about the state of things, right? He wants to put it on Twitter. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that. It's totally fine. You can do that. But freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences.
Yep.
So if a ton of people, including your peers, management, fans, et cetera, catch wind of stuff that you're posting, and they're like, whoa, this stuff sort of like it flies in the face of what, like, you know, norms are or societal ideologies or whatever, what's good, then there's going to be consequences for that.
Yep.
Similarly with Lars Sullivan, if you're dropping your name in a DM to somebody who's like just trying to like offer up yoga classes for money, online yoga classes, and you're being, you know, gross, you got to know that might get out.
Yep.
It might get out. You're taking that risk. It might get out there.
Yep. So, yeah, like I said, he's got to know better.
Yeah. Like you can get booty pics. They're available. Lots of places legally. Nobody'll put you out there for it. Anyways,
he's got to know better. Apparently, we know more about how long WWE is going to be staying at Thunderdome, Steve.
Yeah, till the end of November, maybe.
Maybe.
Fresh off. I'm sorry, that's the wrong story. Despite reports in recent weeks that WWE was looking to take their shows on the road after their lease with the Amway Center expires, PW Insiders reporting that Thunderdome is staying put in Orlando, stating, quote, that the company will be producing Raw and SmackDown out of Orlando's Amway Center, extending the length of the Thunderdome concept at least another 4 weeks. Do 8 weeks. Do 8 weeks at least. Here's why.
Just go through the end of the year. Minimum.
All the experts, all the scientists are out there are saying the next 2 months are going to be bad for a variety of reasons. It's cold weather. People stay inside. When they stay inside, people cough in each other's mouths. They get coronavirus. People are more apt to go home for the holidays, see family around family. Families tend to cough in each other's mouths. You get coronavirus.
Coronavirus. Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
So you've got all the makings of like super spreaders everywhere because everybody loves to cough in each other's mouths when they go inside. So wait, and then this is going to happen for the next 2 months because it takes the holiday season. Wait out 8 weeks, 2 months, and then to kick off 2021, survey the landscape at this time. WWE has already had to explain themselves when it comes to their coronavirus policy.
Several times,
multiple times,
numerous times.
You don't want to end up like that. You got to do better. You got to learn.
Yes, do better, learn. Don't repeat your same mistakes.
That's the theme of today's episode. Do better and learn.
Do better, learn. Don't repeat the same mistakes.
Exactly.
No, yeah, you're right. And I would even say continue this Amway residency. I'd say this all the way up to WrestleMania. So if you have any notion of having a crowd of any size at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa for WrestleMania, make that the huge spectacle. Hey, first show with a crowd back, a real crowd, WrestleMania, bang, and make it seem even, all the more important.
Yeah.
Because right now there's really no reason to take undue risk, given we're heading into the fall and winter seasons.
Yeah.
Typical cold flu season. Hitting the road at that time of year just seems like a massive mistake. And that I'm sure they spent a ton of money on this Thunderdome thing to only give it, like 2 months run. Seems like a kind of a waste of money.
I think, look, I really like Thunderdome. Like, it's not the same as having fans, but in terms of spectacle, in terms of like the visual element, it's pretty darn close. Like, I'll
tell you what, though. Sorry, I'll tell you what. I'd rather have people just do this in the background than hear all the pointless and infuriating CM Punk chants.
Okay, so my thoughts on that is I half agree with you, but with the CM Punk chants, there are often times when the crowd gives you with that stuff. I'm fine taking the bad with the good because I'd rather be there for moments like the dog collar match, but in front of fans. Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns, I think really could have been in front of fans. The reaction to the New Day being split up, I think that would have been a really interesting fan
Yeah,
moment.
that'd all been good stuff. But I mean, like what's the worst that typically on a nightly basis? I know there's been incidences where things get really bad as far as what's on the screens at Thunderdome. They seem to have taken care of that. I think of late you had heard of.
There hasn't been any incidents of like beheadings on cameras. Yeah.
So the worst that we typically see, I'm just saying, on Thunderdome in terms of crowd interactions is people just doing thumbs down.
Yeah,
that's the worst of it.
Yeah,
that's my point. That's the point I was trying to make.
No, I agree with you. Nobody's been able to like take over the shows or try to, which is the most annoying thing ever. Oh, that's so like we've been to a Raw. We've been to a couple Raw after Manias, haven't we? Or at least one.
Just one.
Yeah, just one. Okay. And you look around and you see people, and it's like, God, I'd hate to be next to that person because there's some idiots out there just dancing, trying to like take over everything. And it's like, look, I'm all about having fun, but like, I don't know, it just gets annoying sometimes. That being said, that's the price. To me, it's a small price to pay for like how cool fan interaction is. But that being said, I really enjoyed Thunderdome. I think it's great. I think it looks great. I'll tell you what, I'd rather see like the weird thumbs down or the thumbs up thing rather than people coughing in each other's mouths, which is obviously what people do when they get together.
When people are in any sort of indoor space, obviously.
Exactly. Yes. All right, before we continue, here's a word from our sponsor, HelloFresh. Get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and delicious seasonal recipes delivered directly to your door with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Yeah, with HelloFresh, you could skip all those trips to the grocery store and make home-cooked meals that are easy, fun, and affordable. And as Steve mentioned, they're all delivered right to your door. And not only is HelloFresh convenient, it helps you save money. You can save up to 40% by using HelloFresh versus grocery shopping, and all the meals are top-notch.
HelloFresh delivers fresh, high-quality, pre-portioned ingredients and offers delicious recipe options every week to help you break out of your recipe rut.
And there's something for everyone, including low-calorie, vegetarian, and kid-friendly recipes. I'm particularly fond of HelloFresh's Chipotle chicken and rice bowls, as well as their pork and caramelized pineapple tacos. And every recipe has been easy to follow with simple steps and pictures to guide you along the way, and they each take about 30 minutes to make.
So go to HelloFresh.com/80GoingInRaw and use code 80GoingInRaw to get a total of $80 off across 5 boxes, including free shipping on your first box.
That's HelloFresh.com/80GoingInRaw and use code 80GoingInRaw to get a total of $80 off across 5 boxes, including free shipping on your first box.
Hey, before we talk about this next story, because it's a bit of a potential spoiler, can we talk really quick about Bloodsport? Because I didn't notice it on the notes here.
Oh, yeah.
But we both watched Bloodsport last night, mainly because Going In Raw, third man, Cal Jack, had a match against Eric Hammer.
Yeah.
And so we checked out pretty much the entire thing. I thought it was a lot of fun, man. I thought Bloodsport was pretty great.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was great seeing Cal. He had a great showing for himself. Unfortunately, didn't pick up the win, but he looked great. Had a great match. I kind of caught it right when his match began. Mm-hmm. So the kind of first half I missed. Hanging out with the family.
Yeah. There were some good matches. Allison Kay went past. I'm blanking now. Who her first round opponent was in the tournament thing. It's on the Killer Kelly. That's who it was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I caught it during that match is when I turned it on. I think they had like a match before then or something. But I
thought the Tom Lawler homicide match was great. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. That was really
a lot
cool.
of fun.
Yeah.
Davey Boy Smith Jr. versus Josh Alexander was really short.
What happened there? A powerbomb and then it was done with.
I don't know. It was a hell of a powerbomb though.
I don't know if that was
main event.
I don't know if that match was cut short early. But I'd like to see more knockouts via powerbomb because it's pretty cool.
Agreed.
Pretty neat.
Main event was fun. I again just stepped out of the room for a moment and I came back and it was over.
Yeah.
So they kept the matches brief, I guess, keeping with the theme of a shoot fight. Mm-hmm. Shoot fights generally don't last that long.
Yeah. Mox versus Chris Dickinson. It felt more like if you want like more of a Mox New Japan style match, that's what it was. I thought it was pretty solid. Cal slapping the shit out of Eric Hammer. Yeah, he got tapped out later on. Eric Hammer, it's a mean dude right there. He had a mean mustache on him too. I tell you what.
Yeah.
So good for him, man, tapping Cal out because not a lot of people can do that to the big man.
Nope. Nope.
But also, happy birthday to Cal. We love you, man.
Yeah,
and,
man. Happy birthday,
we're so proud
Cal.
of you for yesterday.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Spoiler alert, Larson.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Well, I know what the spoiler is. Don't tell me spoiler alert. Tell them spoiler alert.
Well, I tell them via you. I say,
oh, sorry.
To the people, spoiler
I'm
alert.
Proxy for Friendoverse.
Gotcha. Yell at me about spoiler alerts?
Well, I'll make sure the spoiler alert's directed to the right people. Anyway, so a spoiler alert. It looks like WWE's Red brand could see the return of All Red Everything, Eva Marie. Cultaholic was the first to report that, quote, Eva Marie is set to return to WWE. Her second debut may also be imminent, as a source within the company told us that the former Total Diva star could return as soon as tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. PW Insider had more, noting, quote, Marie is in Orlando, Florida for this week's WWE tapings and was seen yesterday undergoing medical testing needed in order to enter the Thunderdome today. PWInsider.com is told that Marie and the company came to terms for a return the week of September 20th. There is no word whether she is returning to wrestle or simply appear as a personality on TV. I was actually quite liking her gimmick with the music, the announcer. She come to the ring and find a reason to not wrestle. I thought that was all actually pretty fun and clever.
I agree. I thought when we first saw her show up on main roster and that booming voice, look at her, All Red Everything. I thought that was a very clever way of turning something on its head and debuting her. I thought that was really good stuff. I was curious to see where all that was going to go. I know. I don't know. I never actually watched this particular interview, but I know a while ago, God, over a year ago, I think Ryan Satin had a pretty extensive interview with her. I don't know if they ever talked about where that was supposed to go or if she knew or what, but I was always kind of curious about that.
I know, me too.
So yeah, I mean this is cool. I mean, towards her last couple days in NXT, and then when it was never on display on main roster because like she only had a couple appearances where they were doing the let me get out of the wardrobe malfunction and then stuck in traffic, whatever it was. Yeah. They only did a couple of those, but towards her last days in NXT, she was really starting to put it together. Like she was by no means like a super polished wrestler, but like, you know, she was especially in the face of a relentless crowd. I mean, Full Sail, in my opinion, kind of crossed the line a couple times with her, with the "you can't wrestle" chants and stuff like that. But she was really starting to put it together. She's putting in some hard work. So, I think this would be pretty cool.
I think so too. And she, she's had a number of years to continue her training outside of WWE if that's what she decided to do. So it'd be interesting to see, if these reports are true, if she does come back, what capacity it is, and what they have her doing.
Yeah,
it could be fun.
Yeah, let's hope. We do have a Raw tonight. Maybe she'll be there. Maybe she won't. We don't know. But we do know this. WWE.com has a preview, so we're going to talk about that preview right now. First up, Kevin Owens to face Aleister Black in a no disqualification match. I'm hoping that Aleister Black gets to pick up a win here because it is no DQ. Kevin Owens just faced The Fiend. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one?
Oh yeah, Aleister totally has to win this, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the lights go down, distract Kevin Owens to continue this Fiend thing potentially.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins bids farewell to Raw. So I think it's kind of cool that you have a couple Seth on Raw, New Day on SmackDown. They're giving them who have been on their respective shows for a very long time. They're giving each of them an opportunity to say goodbye to that particular brand. I think that's great.
So we talked about this a little bit on the post-show, on the SmackDown recap post-show live on Twitch. But what are the odds that Matt Riddle gets traded to Raw tonight? Seth Rollins had some interesting comments about Matt Riddle on the bump. Was it the bump or was this their draft? Watch along. It was draft watch along. That's right.
Yeah.
So they're bringing in guests, people who had either been traded or not traded, or drafted or not drafted, or whatever. Seth Rollins was on there, and he was asked about different names that he might be interested, different matchups that he might be interested in fighting. I think they brought up, I want to say Sheamus and Big E, I think, because they had that match, and Raw, and then he said very nice things about them. And then Matt Riddle was brought up, and Seth Rollins said, Matt Riddle's a guy that I never want to face in my entire career, so for all I care, he can go to Raw.
Yeah.
He said it with such a straight face. And And yeah, that was
something else.
That was something else. Now there was some sleuths digging into this over the weekend, and I'm gonna bring this up really quick because let's see here.
Well, it was Riddle's wife had some post about.
I was looking for that. Yeah,
some of the women wrestlers in WWE, how she thought like they weren't in essentially good enough shape or something like that.
Yeah, but using a bit more derogatory language.
Yeah, and then one of the people that she mentioned was Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have it right here. I'm not going to repeat this because it's just kind of messed up. You guys can get online and check this out yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like a picture of Becky Lynch, like from her from the angles from behind, and basically she calls out Becky Lynch in a way that can only be described as tacky and classless.
Yeah.
So that's that. It wouldn't. I don't know if that's where this comes from. Wouldn't shock me if that's where it did come from.
I mean, it seems like in the case of Riddle, there seems to be a number of reasons why one would not like him.
You can point to a couple potential reasons. Yeah, for sure. This might be just one of several.
Could be. I'm reading that over the weekend. I'm like, oh gosh.
Oh, I know.
Like, what is there to gain from posting something like that?
Yeah. His Riddle shit is just kind of. I kind of don't. I don't really care when he shows up anymore, man. Like, just a confluence of things, and there's plenty of stuff out there. It's just not my thing. After that, we've got dual brand women's battle royal for Raw Women's Championship match. Isn't the point of a draft to like get roster spots and to solidify the brands so that then when you have your roster, those people would then be competing for a shot at the Raw Women's Championship? Why is this a dual brand battle royal?
Maybe it's the situation. Maybe I didn't read the synopsis of this particular thing, but maybe it's a situation like, say, if a SmackDown competitor, bang, automatically drafted to Raw. Maybe it has some bearing in draft picks itself. Mm-hmm. I'm just putting that out there. Mm-hmm. But as we saw on Friday, they'll do stuff in terms of the draft that really defies logic, but just do it anyways.
It's like they actively try to. Now, the one interesting thing will be, because we've seen Miz, Morrison, Mandy Rose, and Tucker all get drafted to Raw. Mm-hmm. That has to mean that the Money in the Bank briefcase is going to land somehow. This story is going to land Otis on Raw as well, right? It has to. Larson, it has to.
I don't think it means anything like that. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm not necessarily going to say that I'm going to look at this evidence, which would seem to overwhelmingly support your hypothesis. This is WWE, as Big E said on Talking Smack. To Sami Zayn, how long have you worked here? Logic doesn't apply. Okay? There's certain things they want to have happen, and they just make them happen. They don't necessarily motivate them by story. Don't motivate them by anything. Don't apply basic logic or try to explain things. They just do them.
I didn't
assuming
hear...
that people. Assuming that fans in like 2 or 3 weeks will forget all about it.
I didn't hear that part of what he said.
Yeah.
But that just adds more credence to my theory that he was legit pissed. Like his demeanor after that fight, his demeanor. Look, I know he's great at selling. He's a performer. This dude can act with the best of them. I don't know, man. I get the feeling that wasn't a performance. I think he was pissed. Even while Sami Zayn was sitting up there and he was being, he's basically out of character. He was saying, you guys are the best. You guys are the greatest. Mm-hmm. You guys have found a way. He was putting him over big time, huge, right? And which is totally out of character for what he is right now. Mm-hmm. Big E was just sitting there, and it was as if he was just internalizing, everything this guy is saying is true, and look what they did. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then this should be really good. Mustafa Ali is going to talk about his Retribution reveal.
He's posted some stuff on Twitter that's teasing more or less what we've suspected, that it's all, they've all been overlooked or passed by for whatever reason. And if that's what he's going to talk about, that should be interesting.
I agree. I think
I just don't want it to be a situation where where he directs his anger again towards all of us for not sticking up for him. It's got to be directed squarely at WWE.
You know what? Here's the thing, though. Even if he does, you're right, because that makes sense. Like, it makes sense for him to do that. Whatever they give him, he'll make chicken salad out of it. Even if he's told, hey, direct this at the fans, he'll figure out a way to make it compelling.
I hope so.
You can't give this guy the ball and he's not going to run with it. Yeah. He runs with it every time and kills it every single time. You can tell him to go out there and blame it on a bad sandwich he ate. I don't know why I got food in my mind right now, but
not have eaten lunch yet.
You're right, correct. He'll run with it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I hope so. I think it will be too.
Anyways, let's answer some questions.
Let's answer some questions over here on the Twitters.
I don't have the thread up yet, so
I do. I have it up.
Bear
now.
with me one moment.
Anthony says, with the first night of the draft in the books, how would you have done things? What moves would you have changed or made to make it more exciting? Like I said in our episode of Matt Chat, I just wish that the show, what happened on the show, had some bearing on what happened in the draft. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, it didn't. Mm-hmm. It was like, here's storylines we have to continue. Here's this draft that's kind of happening in parallel. Have matches that influence the draft and have the draft influence the matches on the night. So the draft feels like more important in terms of what's actually going on as opposed to just like moving a couple people around. It
didn't feel as important as it should have.
No, and it hasn't since 2016.
2016 was such a killer draft. It was so great. It was awesome. Dude, you have all this stuff going on. Everybody's asking. Everybody asks, oh, is NXT going to be in it this year? Just freaking put NXT in it. Just put NXT in it. It doesn't have to be the biggest names.
No. It's really just like an answer. Yes or no. Like everybody's asking Triple H, hey, is NXT going to be involved? And he can't answer the question. He's like, I don't know.
Man, that fool doesn't
I don't know.
Because he doesn't know, which is weird. But like, you have all this. You can have the coolest. You could have so many. Yeah, it's WWE. It's WWE. It always just defies logic because it's like, it is what it is. Let's see here. Juan Guerrero Jr. has an update for us. I had surgery and it was successful this time. Kidney stone is gone and I'm on the road to recovery. But my time in the hospital made me think, what is your favorite medical/hospital moment in wrestling other than Austin McMahon, Mr. Sacco? Because that's too easy. I mean, that is the right answer, but that is
the correct answer.
Probably when they did Triple H's montage of like rehab and stuff. That was like, I think that was like the first time we got to see like a behind the scenes, like sort of the kayfabe thing was dropped because he was this big bad villain guy, and it was like, hey, let's actually take a look at this guy and see what's going on.
Humanize him. His struggles to get back in the ring. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other hospital-based kayfabe moments. None immediately come to mind.
I know it's not necessarily hospital, but when Braun was it flipped over the ambulance when Roman was inside?
That's always good stuff.
I mean, what is an ambulance but a mobile hospital?
That's true, Larson. That's totally true. Let's see here.
Noob and Company, any chances of Charlotte Flair returning before a Survivor Series season or Royal Rumble season? Now, we've heard some conflicting reports about her timetable to return, so the answer is, we don't know. We just don't know. Hopefully.
Don't know. Let's see here. Maggie, you've got the rights to any song in the world for your entrance music. What song do you go with, and what part of the song? Oh, man, she says I'm going with the drums from In the Air Tonight. Yeah, you need something with really good punctuation to it. Would you go with like Mox did to a whole track?
It wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah, probably not, huh?
I mean, it's a fine enough song. It doesn't really feel wrestling themed to me.
You know, I'd go with the Breeders' Cannonball.
That's a good one.
But it'd have to kick in with the would you go Cannonball?
Yeah.
Because people would mark out big. That's one of those things. That's why I don't like Darby Allin's theme, because it starts off just with that bass or whatever it is.
Yeah, it starts pretty slow.
And you want to get right into it.
Hold on, I gotta let the dog out. I'll be right back.
Or the bit at the beginning with the kazoos.
Yeah.
That stuff. That'd be good. All right, next question. Hopefully Larson will come up with a good answer for that one. Anthony Tobias, Will Charlotte or Becky be part of the draft since they aren't there? Or will they be considered free agents? Or will Vince keep them with their significant others? So if I'm not mistaken, Larson can verify this for me. I believe Charlotte is part of the draft pool, right?
Yes.
But Becky is not.
Nope.
Correct. Okay.
As far as theme, I'd probably go with Public Enemy's Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Oh, people would mark out for that big time.
Yeah, man, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Hugh Longheavy, no favoritism. What was the best match on Bloodsport?
Cal versus Eric Hammer.
Yeah.
No favoritism involved. It's my favorite match. Although, what was that dude's name? Calvin Tankman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big dude. I think it was Alexander James he was facing.
Yeah.
That is a big dude.
Yeah, man.
That was good stuff. I really like that match.
Fear and Loathing, with these NXT injuries and possibility of more COVID issues as we get deep into the year, do you think there's a chance we won't hear Regal say War Games this year? I think there's a very good chance. I don't know if they could do. They can't do it in the Performance Center. It's not large enough. Just have 2 rings and the cage, especially with how they got stuff set up now. I don't even know if there's enough room in Thunderdome for it.
I don't know.
They have to get rid of like most of the stuff they have. They have to move stuff around. I just don't know if they do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if the fact that they were so high on the Capitol Wrestling Center makes me think they're not going to put any takeovers at. Well, geez, when is the next takeover? It's not
December. Early December.
Who knows if they're even going to be at Thunderdome? So I don't know. I guess I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd probably rule it out for this year.
Yeah, I think that's probably the one thing. Probably the absolute one thing they're not going to do unless there's fans there. I know there's
that's
a few
okay.
fans.
You don't need War Games every year, anyways.
No. Sean Lathrop, are you guys going into the Quizzlemania tag team match against Good Brothers and Wrestle Talk?
Haven't been invited.
Nope.
Idiots.
After showing last time, I don't think we deserve a spot either.
Oh, what are you talking about? We definitely deserve a spot. I thought we were doing pretty good until the very end.
Yeah, the first half we did. Really
Dude,
well.
honestly, if we put any amount of effort into studying for that, we probably could have won.
Nick,
but no, tag teams versus. Of course, we should have been in that against the Good Brothers. Look, man, put us in a situation where it's who knows their partner better. We'll win every time. We'll win every time.
Probably. Nick, Vince approaches you guys for a Raw versus SmackDown basketball game. Larson is Team Raw. Steve is Team SmackDown. Who's your starters?
Wait, a basketball game comprised of whom?
Wrestlers, I would assume. I'm Team Raw. You're Team SmackDown.
Who's supposed to be like the better basketball player? Okay, so can we do this across space and time?
Sure.
I want like prime Kevin Nash, like from years before he was in wrestling.
Okay,
he actually played. Yeah, he played ball.
Yeah, so did Undertaker. I'll take Undertaker.
Oh, I didn't know he did.
Yeah, he played collegiate basketball.
Oh, wow. And then I think isn't Kofi supposed to be really good?
Yeah, problem is he's on Raw, Steve. He's my pick. I'm taking Kofi.
Oh, I got SmackDown, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Who's even on SmackDown?
I don't know. You can look up the roster.
Rollins is probably good at basketball. I have no evidence to suggest that, but he's probably pretty good at basketball.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know that he's not.
I'm going to take Kofi, Undertaker. I think Miz is decent.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Miz is good.
He's on Raw now. I'll take Miz. Montez Ford.
See, the draft isn't done yet, so I feel like I'm getting screwed here. What if the Street Profits go to SmackDown?
Well, then you can have Montez or Dawkins or both. They're probably going to go to SmackDown.
I'm going to take. Assuming injuries aren't a thing, Ivar.
Okay, good. I'm going to take Dijak.
He's probably really good.
Could be.
He's a tall dude.
He is. Adam Bold. What kind of cake did you get Cal Jack for his birthday? Also, happy birthday, Cal. That's right. Happy birthday, Cal.
Happy birthday, Cal.
I'd get Cal. No, we did not get him a cake. He's I don't know if he's back from Indianapolis yet or not. I would get him whatever cake you wanted.
Oh,
what do you think Cal's favorite?
Bianca's probably pretty good.
Yeah, she probably is.
I'll take Bianca.
What do you think Cal's favorite flavor of cake is?
I don't know. What do bears like?
Fish.
A bear stole some of my Oreo cookies once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Lacey and I were out camping at this cabin that we've got like access to ages ago, like years ago.
Really?
And like we say, it was late at night. We're up outside on the table playing some cards. We heard some rustling.
Zondo says Kodiak cakes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, perfect. And we had like a thing of Oreos out there, so we go running inside when we heard some rustling. And the next morning, the Oreos were gone. Bears love Oreos.
Wow. Wow. Matthew Flanagan, working with the current roster of NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, who would be your dream 5 members of Retribution, and what storyline would you build for them?
Who's been screwed the most?
Well, I'd put Ali on there.
Yeah, Ali should be their leader. Yeah. Now I'd put Big E on there. Because you took me away from the New Day.
If we're talking all time, it would be Ali. It'd be Sandow.
You got to put Bret
Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bret, Sandow, Ali.
Yeah, I'm going to put Mr. Anderson in there. Mr. Kennedy, sorry, Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, Mr. Kennedy, sure.
He got screwed big time.
Oh, Consumable Pete says
Wade
DDP.
Barrett. DDP? Oh, yeah.
In WWE, he did not get treated well.
He got treated terribly.
Yep.
Undertaker!
B-Man, Patrick Sparks, book a Caljack debut in AEW, WWE, and New Japan.
All right. Well, in WWE, it'd be like... So, in AEW, he'd come out and lose to Cody for the TNT title.
Yeah.
In WWE, he'd get like weeks and weeks of video of vignettes.
Yeah, him out in the woods. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he'd squash like 20 jobbers. Then you wouldn't see him for like a long time. He might show up on main event.
Yeah.
And then New Japan.
New Japan. He gets one of those vignettes like Mox got. We're at the bar, except he's in the woods.
Yeah. Everybody'd wonder, like on the internet, who is this guy? Who is the bear man? Who is he? And then he'd show up and like, oh, it's Caljack. Wow.
Ricky Scurvy asked us to book a Adam Mayhem Caljack Bloodsport match.
Oh, it'd just be a complete massacre. Remember when we were kids and there was that rumor that there was a UFC match where a guy's face got ripped off?
With a bunch of elbow strikes, yeah.
Yeah, it would actually be that.
Wow. Part of me wonders if Adam Mayhem would take the Bloodsport aspect a little too literally and bring another gun to the ring.
Yeah. And then Barnett would stop it and just like mill about the ring for a little bit, like he did in New Japan that time.
Like he wanted to rip Jay White in half. He wanted to beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, but you gotta express yourself in a different way, man. This is a big show.
I know. Like bury him on commentary or something like that. Don't stop the show.
Yeah.
Dalen Dula, you just opened a record store in Death Valley, California. Unfortunately, your AC unit has broken in the sweltering heat of the desert. Is threatening to ruin your entire inventory of vital records.
What the hell?
What wrestler do you call to fix your AC before this disaster befalls your business?
This is a ridiculous. I don't know.
Tucky. I'll take Tucker. They're heavy machinery. They might know how compressors and such work, maybe.
Yeah, okay. That's not terrible. Is there anybody that was like an electrician? Like maybe I feel like the Undertaker.
What about the Shockmaster?
I feel like, yeah, that's a good one. I feel like the Undertaker is home a lot. He's in Texas, so it's hot there. He's probably had to deal with that stuff.
Maybe.
I don't want to pay anybody to do it. I'll just look it up on YouTube.
Legendarius has the right answer here. Chad is Glacier.
Well, I mean, he's just going to use the supernatural powers.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to come and live at your house because he can only make it cool while he's there.
No, he'll super kick your AC unit and or cryonic kick it, and it'll work again.
I'm telling you, man, you're getting up in small claims with if it's a Glacier. And
right now, these days, he looks like someone that could be fixing air.
He actually does look like an AC repair guy.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, go ahead, Sober Chad.
Oh, go. Yeah.
By combining two fast food chains, create the ultimate menu item. Now, I should say that this question here really fits in better. Ask Steven Larson, which we're filming today.
Later, I know.
Exactly. You can get access to that episode on the Patreon by throwing us a Twitch sub, by becoming a YouTube channel member as part of Friendo Club TV.
Yes.
But for the sake of this, we'll answer this question here. Two fast food chains create the ultimate menu item. Can it be like an ultimate meal deal?
I'm telling you, this is what it is. You take the best thing at Del Taco, chicken soft taco.
Had two of them last night.
You take the standard hamburger, or if you want, cheeseburger from McDonald's. in lieu of the Del Taco one. Wow. Bang, put those two together.
Oh, wow. The Steve. Okay, interesting.
That's what you get.
I like it a lot. That's good. I would actually, the thing about the McDonald's meal is that it's too McDonald's tasting. And for me, for my personal taste, you got to keep McDonald's items with McDonald's items. Can't mix and match them. So I would actually go to Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box actually has a regular cheeseburger that's like 99 cents that doesn't make you feel like shit. Everything else on their menu makes you feel like shit.
I don't believe that for a second.
That's fine. That's totally fine. I have had it before, and it just tastes like it's like a decent cheeseburger.
After that chicken sandwich we had there, my days of giving Jack in the Box the benefit of the doubt are gone.
Dude, we asked for the one with 4 patties on it. Of course it's going to be shit. Mr. Biff Top Johnny asks, how tall would Cal Jack's ceiling be in WWE and or NXT? All the tall.
You got a dude who's huge.
Charismatic.
He's charismatic. He's a good talker. He's got a great pedigree being a All-American collegiate wrestler.
Top work ethic.
Yeah.
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 His ceiling is super tall. Those idiots didn't friggin' like bring him in and, give him the surprise layoff in front of cameras. Tacky.
Yeah, I know.
F those guys is too good for WWE.
This is a good interest. This is a good question. Anthony Matthews. There are a lot of superstars who built the name on multiple title runs: Flair, Cena, Hogan, etc. But who, in your opinion, did the most building a lasting legacy with no more than 1 or 2 world title runs? He says first name that comes to my mind is JBL.
I'd say, in recent history, it'd be CM Punk.
Yeah, so I was going to say Punk or Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's a good one, too. Yeah. Yeah, theirs are more about... Well, Daniel Bryan and Kofi's were just really fantastic moments. Like, their Mania title wins were just huge, awesome.
Well, I also think Punk and Daniel Bryan were kind of the forerunners of NXT signing everybody off the indies,
Yeah, Punk's 400-plus day reign was something else. That was awesome.
Blake Elizondo, who will be the shock draft of the night? Be the most surprising.
Is there going to be one? I just want one. I want a good one. Are we actually going to find out where Lars Sullivan is going tonight?
Yeah, I feel like we are.
Probably, huh?
I don't feel like Vince cares about.
I think you're right about. That was one point I was going to bring up, but I just get the feeling that for Vince, if say, hey, we have a hey, Dad, we got another problem with Lars. Oh, again, what happened? What did he do this time? He messaged a girl to ask for a picture of her butt. Is that it? That's how I feel Vince's reaction probably was.
Yeah, I know.
It's a new day. You can't do that stuff, man.
Wow, we didn't answer Blake's question.
What was the question?
Most shocking draft pick of the night.
Man,
shocking.
There's not going to be one.
No, because they've kind of telegraphed everything.
It'll be interesting to hear the name Charlotte again because it's been a while.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Finding out where she's going to go, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Panda Police Club, now that we'll have to see the Murphy-Rollins Mysterio feud on a different night, I feel like this story should have ended a while ago. What other feuds or storylines can you think of that overstayed their welcome or just never good to begin with? Heel Michael Cole.
Oh, God. Oh, to go along with that, the anonymous Raw GM.
Yeah.
That was terrible. It was just forever. Boy, that was so stupid. That was so dumb.
Bad. Will Combs, you guys should book a WG1 style tournament, 1 block of 5 NXT guys, another block of 5 Raw and SmackDown guys.
All right. So you get on the NXT side, Adam Cole.
Yeah. Finn Balor. Gargano,
Ciampa.
Uh-huh. And
Kushida.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Let's do 5, 5, and 5. We'll do A, B, and C blocks, and they'll have a triple threat to determine the winner.
All right, cool.
So Raw. Who on Raw?
Well, now, it's kind of hard to... Well, AJ went to Raw, right? AJ.
Aleister Black.
Kevin Owens for the meantime.
Mustafa Ali.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
Who are we leaving out?
Keith Lee.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's good.
SmackDown. Seth. Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan. As far as we know, he's still on SmackDown.
The Tribal Chief.
Yeah.
He'll win the entire thing, of course.
Probably. You know, we didn't put on the Raw one? Drew McIntyre or Randall Keith Orton.
Yeah, I know. I'm fine with that. I kind of think I wanted to take out I wanted to add Dijak in there. Take out,
all right.
I don't know, Aleister Black or Kevin Owens.
All right. Sami Zayn for SmackDown.
Oh, that's a good one. You know what? Put Sheamus in there. Let him have a killer, whatever they'd call this.
Oh, Cesaro. You got to put Cesaro.
Oh, put Cesaro in there. A WWE one.
And Murphy.
This is a great question. Combat Kev. Who do you think will be the MVP of 2021?
Oh, that was a good question.
It's kind of too early to tell.
Asuka's been my MVP of 2020.
Asuka is the MVP of 2020. I agree with that.
2021. I'm going to say Big E.
Okay.
I think they're going to, like, they split up the New Day, I would think, to facilitate, in their mind, a proper singles push for him. So they're going to see it through. He, of course, is going to hit a home run with it because that's what he does. And come WrestleMania, when he beats Roman Reigns for that Universal title, it's going to kick off a spectacular year for him.
I'm going to go with Sasha Banks. I think if she can stay healthy, she's going to be the Asuka of 2021, that person who sort of glues together the division. They can use that. Like Asuka is used in so many different ways, but it's always because, oh my God, she's dominant and she's terrifying. She can always put on great matches. She's like the glue of the division. And I think Sasha Banks, I think she's going to be, she has the opportunity to be that.
Definitely.
Yep. Anyways, Twitch chat, stay tuned. We'll answer some more of your questions. To everybody else, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll be back later on tonight, right after Raw, for our recap live on the Twitch, and then it'll go after that to the YouTube and wherever audio podcasts are found. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Enjoy tons of bonus videos, including patron-only live shows, gameplay, and vintage 10 for the wins, access to podcast question threads, the Friendo Care Package, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steve and Larson.